Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Exploring Careers. Today we're lucky enough to be joined by Chels, who's gone through the Flight Centre Travel Academy program. Thanks for jumping on today, Chels.
Anytime, lovely to be here, thank you.
So jumping into it, and I'm excited to get stuck into this one. Now, as I said off the bat, you've come through the Flight Centre Travel Academy program. Yep. Now, most people have heard of Flight Centre in Australia, obviously, but maybe not the Travel Academy part. So can you walk us through what the Flight Centre Travel Academy is?
Yeah, so with the Flight Centre Travel Academy, they try and combine the work, study and play aspect. So for example, I'm currently up in the Whitsundays working as a bartender in a few hotels, whilst I'm also doing my travel and tourism diploma. So they work alongside Torrens University, and it's a great opportunity for young people if they're into travel and into making new friends, because we've all just flown across the country up into the Whitsundays and made the most beautiful friends up here already, and I'm leaving with a diploma at the end of it as well. So it combines a lot of what, I guess, if you're not exactly sure of what you're looking for or career-wise, it kind of puts you in a beautiful place and gives you a few options for what you can do afterwards in the tourism industry.
Perfect. I think that, it sounds amazing to me, being able to travel, go up to the Whitsundays, do a few things, learn on the job. So can you tell us a bit more about that work, study, play program in the Whitsundays specifically, and what you've done there and what that entails?
Of course. So pretty much up here, all of us girls have started the diploma at the same time. So it's been pretty handy because we've all just moved up to a place called Kapara, where it's just up in Airlie Beach. And we have a few study groups together because it's a lot easier to study with other people sometimes. So I make sure that we come out into our little communal kitchen area. We'll sit down, we'll do a few of the modules, a few of the tasks, and it's pretty amazing how they set up the program because they combine our study with work. So you've got about 15 hours of study per week and about 20-25 hours of work, but that can go up or down depending. And the play opportunities are just incredible. The Whitsundays are beautiful. You've got so many hiking trails, so many amazing places to eat out as well, and just it's such a beautiful place. I can't get over it still.
And can you tell me a bit more about the Whitsundays? Because I know there's Hamilton Island and a number of other islands as part of the Whitsundays area. Can you tell us a bit more about that and what you're doing at the moment? Because we were talking offline just before this started about how I think you're bartending at the moment, but then next week you're going to be starting something else and you're jumping between a few different roles. So can you walk us through that a little bit?
Of course. So pretty much there's 3 different main islands that they've got us set at the moment. So we've got Airlie Beach, which is our, the mainland. A few girls are working over at Daydream as well, which is about 20 minutes on the ferry, and then Hamilton Island's the furthest one, but that's still only an hour away from the mainland. So they've split, we're all split up kind of thing, but it's been really good thus far because we had our boat party where we all met each other as well. But it's been pretty good. So I'm down at Coral Sea, which is located on Airlie Beach, and like you said, I'm a bartender at the moment, but I'm doing a few different roles. So for the next few weeks, I'll be up in the payroll office trying to have a suss at that. So it'll be completely different skills, but I'm really excited to see what happens with it.
No, awesome. I think that's really good how you're able to, dip your toe in the water of a few different things and get to experience and learn different things on the job there, which I think is really good. Now, I can imagine there's a lot of amazing things about working up in the Whitsundays. I'm imagining beaches and coconuts and hammocks, and that's what's running through my head at the moment. But if you had to bring it down to one thing, what's the best thing that you love most about working up at the Whitsundays?
The people. It has to. I'm the biggest people person. I love talking to people. I love meeting new people, and the friends that I've already met. I've only been up here 2 weeks, and I know I've got friends for life. The girls up here are just beautiful, and it's such a community family feel that even though I've just left home, freshly 18, I wouldn't be anywhere else. I just feel so comfortable now up here.
Perfect. And we touched on it before, the difference between Flight Centre and Flight Centre Travel Academy. What's something that people, wouldn't know about Flight Centre Travel Academy if this is maybe the first time they're even hearing of it?
So a lot of the time, so when I first found out about it, I found out through an Instagram ad, and I looked and I was like, that's a scam. That's too good to be true. There's no way that's a real thing. Looked into it, and they were so helpful, so kind when you had all these questions about the lead program coordinator as well, Renee. She if you have any questions or anything, she's always helpful. She's always just a call away, an email away. But I think it was just how much support you had, people weren't aware of, because if you need anything up here, whether it's study, play or work related, Flightstone Travel Academy are always there.
Awesome. And is that how you got into it? So you obviously saw it on your Instagram, and then you got in touch with them, you went on the website. How did the path start?
I'm pretty sure I clicked on the ads and then filled out a bit of information, sent it in, and then got a text saying to call them, as there was lots of wait times. So I called them on the same day and got in on the same day, had a massive chat with them, and it was just such an easy process to sign up as well. Like, all you have to do is like finish high school, and it's just a bit of grit, I guess, because it is a big thing moving across the country, but I wouldn't change it for the world now.
Yeah, definitely. And something you've mentioned.
You also hear the wildlife, I'm sorry.
No, I can. Well, we're up in the Whitsundays, up in Queensland, so it's to be expected. It's always good having a few special guests jump on. But something which you've mentioned a few times is the people and how great the people are. Do you mind elaborating a bit more about that? Like, is it all like-minded people of a similar age to you? What's the kind of culture of the group up there?
So we've got an age range of about 18 to 24, so there's a massive group. All the people, everyone's different. That's just what you come across, except everyone gets along up here because we're all in the same boat. So we've all just agreed we're all going to look after each other. We're all up here for a reason, and all the different personalities blend really well together because, like, you got your introverts, your extroverts, and the people in between. And it's such a harmonious thing when everyone comes together because we're all just trying to look after one another. Everyone gets along, and we've all got good intentions, if that makes sense. Like, we're all just trying to do the best for ourselves up here.
Yeah, definitely. And you're at the Coral Sea Marine Resort. I think I've got that right. That's where you are at the moment. So people who are watching this are going, this sounds really good. I like the sound of this. What would you say to those people for them to stand out so that they could, do what you're doing? What do they need to do? Or is it just go in, with an open mind and a willingness to learn and jump into it?
Pretty much. So my biggest thing with it is just positivity. You've always got to look at something with a positive mindset, especially when you're going into something new, because you're not going to know what you're doing for the first few weeks. You're not going to know what's going on with everything. So it would definitely be a learning curve, but as long as you're positive, as long as you got a good outlook, I want to say, like, adaptability as well is a big thing, just because you never know what's going to happen. It's an interesting day and age we live in. So yeah, as long as you you can adapt to anything and you've got a positive smile or positive outlook, you'll be fine.
No, great advice. I agree there. And were you always keen on the travel and tourism industry? Like, is that what you wanted to do growing up, or did you just kind of stumble across it? I know you mentioned you saw it on Instagram before and it kind of took your fancy. Was that the first time you thought of it, or can you take us through that a bit?
Pretty much, yeah. So I found out so I used to work in disability, and it went completely left when I saw this saw the ad for it. And I thought, that just looks amazing. That's too good an opportunity to pass up. I'm getting a diploma out of it. I get to move across the state, and I just couldn't say no with all the opportunities that could present themselves throughout here.
Awesome. And you're clearly at the start or the relative beginning of your career journey. Where would you like to go within the travel and tourism industry? Are you looking to build your career, travel the world? What are you looking to do in the future?
So my end goal now is I really want to travel Europe. So I want to go over there for a bit, do maybe a year and a half, backpack through there, work wherever I can. And then the end goal is to start my own bar or hotel. So I want to continue through this course because Toronto University offers, once you finish your travel and tourism, you can go into your business diploma. And that's now my end goal. So once I get that, I would love to start my own, probably my own bar. Chelsea's Cocktails has a bit of a ring to it. So should be pretty good.
No, I like that. I'll definitely. Well, let me know if you ever open that up, and I'll be the first. I'll be the first there.
Beautiful. I can't wait. Check your emails in a few years.
I'll keep an eye out. Now, if you could jump in a time machine, now I know that we can't, but if you could jump in a time machine and speak to yourself when you're maybe 13, 14, and clueless really about what the future is going to hold. It's a very stressful time for kids at school, and they're in year 9, 10, 11, 12, trying to work out what they're going to do. You've got people asking you for subject selections and planning, are you going to uni, are you not going to uni? It's a very stressful time and you're asked to do a lot at a very young age. What advice would you give to your younger self or young people watching this? You know, I like to think it's just calm down, take a breath. You don't need to have it all planned out right this second. But what would you say to those young people watching this?
Well, so I hated school. That was my thing. I had some massive stigma against it. And looking back on it now, if I could give 13, 14-year-old Chelsea advice, it's just, as awful as it is, just get over it. School's not that bad. It's going to give you so many opportunities at the end of it. You're coming out with so many different opportunities as well. Like, school is stressful and it really does get to you with the expectations. But if you can just, it comes back down to that positive attitude and adaptability. If you can get down to that and you can persevere through high school, you can do anything. It's a tough 13 years, but once you're done, you're done.
Yeah, perfect. No, I fully agree. It seems tough when you're there at school, but you don't realise how much fun it is, I guess, until you're finished and you realise, oh, I was with my mates all day, every day, and finishing up at 3:30 and that type of thing. So, yes, no, I fully agree there. Now, last question just before I let you go. So, people who have watched this, listen to your story, thinking, yep, that sounds great. I'm all aboard. I want to get started. What would you say to those people who are going, yeah, I want to get involved in the work, study, play Whitsundays program. I want to do what Chels is doing. What would you leave them with?
Send it. Just absolutely send it. It's the best opportunity, best thing I've ever done. There's no regrets. I'm currently living in the most beautiful place in Australia, and you just got to do it. If you were interested in it, full send it.
Perfect. No, great advice. Well, thank you so much for jumping on today, Chels. It's been great chatting to you, learning about your story and obviously what you're doing through the Work, Study, Play Whitsundays program through Flight Centre Travel Academy. Of course, if you're interested about learning more about what Chels has had to say, or the Work, Study, Play program or Flight Centre Travel Academy, we'll leave all the links below, all the socials to everything where you can find out a bit more information. But thank you so much for jumping on today, Chels, and looking forward to seeing you at your cocktail bar in the hopefully not too distant future.
Can't wait. Thank you so much, Mitchell.